Right now, I would like to call to the stage, in a few minutes, Charlie and Jethoreau, the organizers and founders of this conference. Let's give it just... Should it be now? Okay. Please welcome to the stage, Charlie and Jethoreau, to start.
One, two.
Test. Hola.
Hola. Hello.
Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to Berlin. Welcome to Economy of Bitcoin. I'm Jethoreau.
And this is Charlie. It's amazing to have all of these Bitcoiners here in Eco Parque in Berlin, El Salvador. Woo. Come on.
Welcome to one of the world's fastest growing circular economies. Welcome to Bitcoin country. This is Economy of Bitcoin, a mini conference to showcase what's possible with Bitcoin circular economies.
Here we're going to dissect what a circular economy is, and over the course of the day, we're going to be learning more and more the initiatives and how we're going to move forward with circular economies across the world.
So let's start by zooming out a little bit. We're not going to dwell too much on the problems with the fiat world. All of us here are Bitcoiners. We know there's a problem with the money. The fiat currency system is broken. But there's one country leading the way now. 15 years ago, Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin. 5 years ago, Bitcoin Beach, a circular economy, was born here in El Salvador, in El Zonte. And then Nayib Bukele, El Presidente, made Bitcoin legal tender. And there are Bitcoin circular economies popping up all over the world, but there's something special about starting a circular economy here in Bitcoin country. There are so many conditions that allow for it to take root much more quickly, and we've seen that here in Berlin.
So Berlin, number 3 in the world in terms of circular economies. Okay? That's officially 110, but I'd say well over 130 now if you go around the town and ask if they accept Bitcoin. This is thanks to a strong team of Bitcoiners who live here in Berlin. As you can see, over 100 merchants ranging across a variety of services. You can live here purely on a Bitcoin standard.
Yeah. That's what drew me here. I want to live full-time on a Bitcoin standard. I think it's one of the most urgent priorities in the entire world to start building up this parallel economy on sound money rails that can not be inflated away, cannot be censored, it's open source, and just like Bitcoin itself, the model for starting circular economies is open source. Mike Peterson wrote the white paper for Bitcoin Beach. The entire team here, starting with Gerardo and Evelyn, 2 Salvadorans, took inspiration from that. And we've been using open source tools. Then there are many different factors that go into growing a circular economy.
Absolutely. And one of the main things for that is the people. The people coming together on the same mission. Right? Everyone who is here understands how important it is to use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange. Right? With exchange, we evolve as humans. That's the only way we can advance in society, through exchange. It's always a win-win situation with voluntary exchange. That's the only way we can gain in civilization. Just storing your Bitcoin isn't enough. We're here together to use Bitcoin as money in Berlin.
Prosperity is driven by supply and demand, the alignment of incentives for win-win collaboration, forming economic communities together, that build together, that grow together. And we're seeing that here, and there are many different factors that go into this. Some of the 4 that I think are perhaps the most important are community, education, technology, and entrepreneurship. There are other factors, but those kind of are the 4 categories that we're really trying to highlight with this circular economy. We got all of that today with our speaker lineup, with our team, with many of you, and we're very excited to welcome you all. One of the factors is community. And I think it's really important to have hubs where people can actually connect in person.
Yeah, luckily we have a Bitcoin center here in Berlin. We've had huge support from initiatives across the country, from individuals supporting the Bitcoin Berlin project. And because of that, we've been able to do what we are doing now and what we plan to do going forward.
And if we bring together education, the technology, the people, and the merchants, all learning from each other, all growing the circular economy project together. It requires, none of us can do it alone. It requires teamwork. It requires a variety of different solutions. None of us have the entire solution ourselves. We're all still learning from each other and teaching each other and then being inspired by each other. And a big part of the goal of this conference is to inspire more.
There's no clear path. Everyone does it differently. Everyone finds their own way on what does your circular economy look like. We've done one job here in Berlin, but this can vary across the world. Here today, we're trying to give the framework, the tools, the inspiration to be able to go and do that yourself wherever it is in the world, because it's possible. And we know it's possible because we have the example just outside of Eco Parque.
There are a variety of factors that make Berlin particularly well-suited, though. We'll get into that. Gerardo will be speaking next, one of the co-founders of this circular economy. But one factor is local merchants getting on board. So these signs were actually produced in town, paid for with Bitcoin. All of this we're doing with Bitcoin.
Everything here, Eco Parque, with Bitcoin. Every single accommodation within Berlin that people have stayed in has been paid with Bitcoin, right? Luckily, and thanks to God, in my opinion, the locals have taken Bitcoin on board. They've taken it as their money, and thanks to that, we've been able to run with it.
And we're very excited to show you all of the speakers who have been involved in supporting this project, all the different tools, just, yeah, showing what worked. And next up will be Gerardo Linares, who, along with Evelyn Limus, co-founded the Berlin Circular Economy. So.
And just for a synopsis as to Bitcoin and why is it so important that it moves within the town, that it flows, that the velocity of money increases with Bitcoin within a town. If you think about the dollars that we use and the dollars where they come from, you know that there is not full truth behind that. You know that it is corrupted to a sense. Once we start to use Bitcoin throughout the town, we start to use it as our money, as our way of exchanging, it purifies the way we interact with each other. And I believe that we do not understand the emergent qualities from using Bitcoin. So for anyone who's thinking about starting and it looks like a big task, I just urge you to look into it more, to just get started and to just try and get your first merchant, your first vendor to start accepting Bitcoin. It's huge.
And one thing I'll add to that is there is a big debate among Bitcoiners about, never sell your Bitcoin, right? HODL, number go, it's going up forever. But the way I see it, you're going to have to spend money to live anyway on food and rent and all these other things. So why not do it on Bitcoin? This is better money. We're able to build better communities with it. It realigns incentives. And it was important that Bitcoin established itself as a store of value first. But we're starting to see with the Lightning Network now and these tools emerging and other people setting the path and then learning from each other's examples, we're seeing it's actually possible to live in the medium of exchange phase now, to live full-time on a Bitcoin standard.
And what's hugely amazing to see is the individuals from El Salvador who are building the Bitcoin products. We have up here, we have initiatives, Tianki, we have K1, Mi Primer Bitcoin, we have Blink, we have the Bitcoin hardware store, we have Leo Delali, we have all the Bitcoin vendors here representing people whose lives have changed based on Bitcoin. But these are Salvadoreño products. These are Salvadoreños who have built these themselves, who are exporting these tools across the world, and we're in the midst of it. Here in Berlin, it's a sandbox. It's a way of being able to see how does really Bitcoin work as money. And we're getting to see all of the trial and error to be able to refine it and to make it the best possible money.
Yeah. So in addition to the Salvadoran builders, or speaking of Salvadoran builders, up next will be Gerardo, one of the co-founders of the circular economy here.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.